Shiv, thank you so much. All the things you said, I've been in talking to my 10,000 alumni over the last 10, 8, 9 days. And clearly, whatever you said resonated very well with me. Because when we think of MDI's future, while MDI may chart a new course for itself, but so is IIM Ahmedabad. It's trying to take it. So is IIM Kolkata or IIM Joka, as it's called. And so is IIM Bangalore, and so is. And today we have the directors of IIM Calcutta.
All friends of mine, Anju, Rishi, everybody's there. Yeah.
Yes, so they will talk about what they are doing to K. So, you talk about differentiation. Now, there are certain schools in the business. Somebody is known for financing, finance side. Somebody is known for marketing. Somebody is known for deep tech knowledge. Now, do you think, Shiv, in the future, there may be a new school, B school that emerges that doesn't exist today, but embraces whatever you've said today and kind of makes it happen? Is it a possibility?
Absolutely. I think one of the things which will be common across the board is digital. I think a digital business school is an idea which nobody has thought of as yet. It will happen. Somebody will do it. Okay. Because today you can access faculty, you can access the best industry people, the best faculty, and get them onto it. That's one way. The second is, if an industry is large enough, and I'm sure that there'll be B schools which will actually cater to that industry. Okay, I think that's something which is worthwhile. Somebody will start it because many internal programs are there in those companies. Somebody will outsource that to a B school.
Thank you. Second is, this focus from students and placements and CTCs is good. But what about partnering with the corporates? What about becoming their L&D department, so to say? And the learning cycles in corporates will shorten post-COVID. We would go for an EDP 1 year, once a year. But now learning will become even more, regular, if I may use the word. The cycles will shorten. Do you think the Indian B schools, and I'm talking of the top 5, 6 B schools, top 10 B schools, have really been able to understand what the corporate needs are post-pandemic?
So I would say no, Anurag, basically because, if you look at in the past, okay, B schools and professors of B school led a lot of thinking. Now I'm talking of a past which is 30, 50 years ago. So if you look at the concept of an HR department, the first HR department in India was Larsen and Toubro, okay? And it was set up by T.V. Rao and faculty of IIM Ahmedabad, Mr. and Mrs. Parikh, etc. Okay, that's how it started. Okay, so industry looked at business schools and said, you teach us what's the next gradient or next slope. Today, unfortunately, that doesn't happen. The basic reason being, today the faculty of business schools is not integrated with industry. I have made this offer to many people to say, come and work with us. Do projects with our marketing team, do projects with our HR, etc. But people are not willing. So till the faculty themselves are willing to learn practical experience, it will not change. The more they continue to rely on outdated textbooks, they will lose. Very simply, there is a new management concept every 14 months to 16 months. So 2 years is all it takes for you to be 2 concepts behind. So today, industry is leading concepts. Business schools are not. Look at the very simple thing. We've been talking about digital for a long time. Very few business schools have digital prefixed to their courses. They don't teach it that way. So I think business schools need to, drink their own Kool-Aid and change. Otherwise, they will not exist.
Again, Shiv, you talked about entrepreneurship in your slide number 9. Courses on entrepreneurship. Now, B schools have not been the best incubators of entrepreneurship. The courses on entrepreneurship are missing. There is a ceremonial center for entrepreneurship everywhere, which organizes one conference a year, brings some thought leaders, and that's what it does. It doesn't incubate projects. Tell us how corporates in B schools can partner deeply to become part of the entrepreneurial ecosystem and bring entrepreneurial skill education in B schools.
That's a great question. I give it to you in 2 parts. I teach across all the business schools across the world. Okay. When I teach in America at a Harvard or a Wharton or wherever, at the end of my session, people invariably will come to me and say, I have this idea. Do you think this idea has merit in turning into a great product and a great service? And can I build a company on this? That's, I would say 60% of the questions to me after my session are that. When I finish speaking in any Indian business school, people come to me and say, which company should I join? Okay, should I join company X, industry Y? How do I do that? There's a very fundamental, difference there. Having said that, however, one of the things I notice is the IITs are doing a lot more in terms of entrepreneurship than business schools. I think in IITs, because they're so much more product centric, they're technology centric. Okay, I think the business schools are concept centric. We need to start thinking about what products and services can we offer with technology. If we answer that question in a business school and put like-minded people together, like like-minded industry, etc., I think we'll get a better response. I think we are at the conceptual stage. We are not solving or serving a need, Anurag.
Thank you so much for saying that. I mean, it's something that's very close to my heart. Now, let me take you to a conversation. You've been the chairman of a B school, prominent B school. You've been on the boards of B school. You've taught. Now, I was talking, and I'll take names. I was talking to Mr. Ashish Nanda, who used to be director of IIM Ahmedabad for a long time, and in my view, he was outstanding. But just he told me one day about 4 years back when I was chatting with him, or 5 years, that he can't attract good faculty to even IIM Ahmedabad because what they pay at IIM Ahmedabad is so less. And IIM Ahmedabad has a corpus of 4,000 crores. Last year it raised 300 crores to set up 5 new centers and a center for public policy. So tell us, if we have to really attract the best talent, if somebody in the corporate needs to come, these schools need to look after. How do we attract better faculty? That's the question. Money is one part, but what else can we do?
That's a very good question. I think Ashish was a fantastic guy. I was on the board then, and I was really sad to see him go back to Harvard. But anyway, that's an old story. The first thing is, do we value teachers? I think we still have a long way to go. Okay, I think America values its teachers, especially B school teachers, much more than Indians do. Now, I think we are in a tough spot because we want equality in educational institutions at the faculty level. Faculty are very loath to accept that somebody can be better than them. Now, we talk of meritocracy in companies. When you get into an organization, it doesn't matter whether you're from an IIM or Harvard or Wharton, etc. You need to produce results. Okay. And so faculty themselves need to think of themselves as a meritocratic structure. Okay. Now, once you get into professorship, nobody can take you out. Okay. So that's the first thing. Second is, I think you need to remunerate faculty differently. To say, give them a larger share of the research work which is done by the business school. There's nothing wrong. Today, we still have archaic systems where 75% of the money should go to the institute, 20% only here, etc. Make it 50-50, make it 75 to him, encourage him. Now, the worry of the business school is he will only do research. But if he does research and becomes a better faculty and teaches better, it's good for you. There's nothing wrong in that. Okay, I think that's the second thing I would say. Third, I would say is invite industry people to come as faculty. For example, IIM Udaipur, for instance, has nearly 30 or 40% of the courses being taken by industry people. When you have industry people coming in, automatically the bar moves up. Okay, so I think there are various ways, but we must celebrate our teachers. But the teachers must have the self-confidence to say, I'm willing to change and I want to set a new benchmark. Because the biggest benefit in a digital world is to rockstar teachers. They will be the most sought after people. And that is something every director must encourage. This degree of socialism and trying to ensure that everybody is within a narrow band of performance is not good for the B school, because that's exactly the opposite of what industry is doing. So if you say you're going to match industry or mirror industry or think like industry, then you have to have that system yourself.
Thank you so much. I think what you're saying is very implementable. I want to ask, you talk about students. Right up front, you said in your first or second slide that, MBA is on a slippery slope. you sounded the death knell for B schools, so to say. Now tell us, when NEP universities are becoming, multidisciplinary, they will possibly incorporate B school curriculum. So how do B schools become multidisciplinary? Will they lose their character of being narrow? How does one deal with this choice?
Yeah, I think all the IITs already offer a business degree. IIT Madras does, IIT Delhi does, IIT Bombay does, etc. Now, go back to that triangle which I told you. What is important? Rockstar faculty in that department. They are not able to get that. That's why they're not being able to, go after the business schools of India. If they had a bunch of 30, 40 outstanding faculty, okay, then they would give a run for the money. That's absolutely number one. Second is the experience. The practical student experience is very, very important. And third is outstanding employment. All three are linked. Okay, so that's how you need to compete finally. Because if I am entering a business school, 75% of the time I'm taking a loan. The average fees of a business school in India is between 4 lakhs to 25 lakhs. So let's assume I am going to a business school with an average of 15 to 20 lakhs, fees. I'm taking 10 to 12 lakhs. And hence, what do? I'm looking for the best job, which is what is called salary to fees paid ratio. The salary to fees paid ratio is very important. Average salary to average fees paid ratio. Okay. It's only in the top 20 business schools in India that the starting salary to fees paid is higher than 1. For the balance, 3,980, it's less than 1. So you have to improve all three. They're all linked together. If you have rockstar faculty, you have a great experience, then people will come to your campus to recruit. So they all work in tandem till you get that equation right. And it takes time. It's not overnight. But the B school, the director and the faculty must have the mindset to change. We will change. Because they serve, three types of people, a B school. It serves society, it serves the students it recruits, and it serves the industry that it, sends its students to. So you have to get all three right.
Thank you so much, Shiv. My last question before I let you. The summer placement season is around the corner, and in 5.5 months or 4 months, depending on which B school you're in, placements will start. Do you see an impact on placements this year?
I think no. In fact, I'm actually more positive on summer placements this year, because I think last year has taught us that we can do projects digitally. I personally think you'll have more people giving you more projects because everything will be digital. Our own company, my own team, we've had so many digital projects, it's not funny. I'll give you another thing. We ran a course with SP Jain on strategy into action. We did the whole thing digitally. 10 sessions of 2 hours each. And we're going to do that with IIM Udaipur next month. So I think more and more people are getting used to digital thing. We outsource a challenge or a problem or a case to them, ask them to work together and come back. So my personal feeling, you'll see more summer projects.
Thank you so much, Shiv. Thank you for igniting our minds. And also, I'm sure for you asked us how many people are watching. About 256 on the platform and about another 400 on Twitter and Facebook. So about 600 odd people watching. So thank you so much for inspiring us and giving. There couldn't have been anybody better to kickstart this. So grateful to you. I'm sure it is of relevance for the B school directors, faculty, and all the stakeholders. And the only request
you and all my friends who follow for the rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you.